Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Payday Mods Weekly. You guys have had long enough to wait. I'm going to not leave you waiting any longer and get straight into the mods. So the first one we're taking a look at, as you can see on screen, I am wielding it, is the CSGO deagle and skins. So first of all, just a quick mention is my single deagle has a slight glitch on it, while my akimbo don't. I'm just trying to show off the difference. He recommends using the invisible barrel extensions, which will fix it, but for whatever reason, if you put the long barrel attachment on, which is a really good attachment for the deagle, it's going to result in this strange floating texture there. However, like I said, it can be easily fixed. So, when you download this mod, you don't just get the one camo I'm running right now, which is, I believe, the heirloom. You will actually get the default, of course, the hand cannon, the conspiracy, heirloom, pilot, and golden. So all these different skin options for your Desert Eagle. Some of them look nicer than the others, but overall they're all really nicely well textured skins, and especially seeing as how, first of all, it's working with Akimbo Desert Eagles, and also the Desert Eagle was just very recently buffed quite hugely in update 46. It's definitely worth taking a look at, and I quite enjoyed using these two weapons. One other thing I'm going to add, you will have seen it was made by Great Big Bushy Beard, great name by the way, is the download. It's currently at 123. You'll see that at the start of every single mod, and therefore I'm going to tell you, please check this out. This definitely deserves a lot more love than that, especially if you're a fan of using the Desert Eagle. There's more than likely going to be a camo out there you'll enjoy using. The third modded mask of the week is the Twister mask. This was made by Tatsuto a little while back. Now, I say made. The Twister, or most of you who have watched Naruto will recognize it as Obito or Tobi's mask. It was originally planned for the game. You can check all this stuff out over at the Wikipedia to be added as a standard mask, maybe an infamous mask. I can't actually remember, but in the end it was taken out more than likely for copyright reasons. But you can bring it back, of course. It is not server side, it is client side. But any Naruto fans out there will surely really enjoy having a look at the mask that never was. It would have been great if this had got into the actual game, but I'm under the impression Tatsuto has just brought back the files unless he's recreated it. It does replace the Mr. Mannequin, which is a really nice looking mask, but not the world's greatest loss, seeing as how good this looks. It has gone through periods where it's broken, but it now seems to be a perfectly fixed functional mod, and it currently has 1,105 downloads, which, even though that's a pretty healthy sum, I expect to see a lot more from you Naruto fans out there. Check it out if you haven't already. Of course, if you're not a Naruto fan and you just want to try out a mask, I do have a design for you involving the standard plastic mask, the red, I think it's red and white I use, but it might be solid red, and the vicious pattern. And it makes a pretty nice mask, but of course it's fully customizable with strong shadow lines. So check it out if you have not already, and especially again if you're a Naruto fan. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at a taser retexture that I'm a huge fan of. The attention to detail is quite incredible, but you may have noticed in popping in and out of the video, the style I've gone for with this week's mods of the week has been more of an inclusive style. It lets you see what it's like having all the mods I'm showcasing running at once, show any performance issues that may occur, and just give you a real feel for what they're all like in conjunction with one another. But as I said, a really high detailed taser mod. This is yet another yellow taser mod V2 submitted by Edis Alido, a mod that I haven't mentioned before. It's really nice to see new modders being featured. It's kind of my own fault for picking the same guys over and over, but again, the quality of the mods by many different modders has been really impressive. And even though this one is very simplistic, he just got yellow tints on different things. As the mod has developed, he started to look more and more like the Payday the Heist taser, if you're into that sort of nostalgia factor, but also things like adding a US flag patch onto the side of this guy is just excellent detail that really improves the overall feel of the enemy. And he does stand out, he does look better. I feel like it's fitting that the taser doesn't just blend into the background. It's most noticeable later. You'll see some gameplay of rats, and the taser looks excellent on that map. So very props for this mod. It has 577 downloads, really needs some more. I don't see why you would not want this unless there's another taser retexture you personally prefer. The taser just looks better this way, and I don't know, I like the yellow and black for the taser colors. They seem really suited to the guy. And I kind of like busy things, and there's a lot of different colors now on the taser. It makes him look a lot more interesting visually. So huge improvement for me, and definitely one I will be keeping on in the future. If there's one type of mod I really enjoy showcasing on the show, it is these little sort of novelty mods that you won't notice all the time, but when you do, they will put a smile on your face, and they don't affect gameplay, but they will affect your enjoyment. And this is one, the Hotline Miami suit pack. It is created by the Sig Smoking Sniper, and it has far too few downloads for the great quality and clear commitment he has to his mod. So, first of all, you have these great Hotline Miami inspired suits, really vibrant colors on the ties, on the shirts, and the overall feel of the suits are very, very different. But what really impressed me was the fact that each and every character has a different suit. So most suit packs you'll just find the sort of standard 4, Hoxton now, Wolf, Chains, and Dallas, but he's even got a new suit for Hoxton and for Wick if they're your favorite characters, or if you're just playing with AI. It's just a refreshing change to see these suits on them. Definitely a mod, again, that I would keep on in the future, just because it feels like a straight up improvement, and it really does make me smile when I see Dallas in that silly tie. I know when we freed Hoxton, he said something about Thursdays being a kinky night, but I did not know he meant this. This is the soap that Hoxton dropped in prison, the hashtag free Hoxton soap. I'm pretty sure AJ or someone in the team is behind this monstrosity. It is another novelty mod. Of course, it will remodel and retexture the money bundle. Basically the same thing. You're now just hitting them with a lovely bar of soap. It's a nice looking bar of soap. It looks like it's still in the wrapper for whatever reason, but yeah, it's still pretty damn satisfying. It's got free Hoxton imprinted in it, and would have been a great way to fly the flag around about the time when we released him from prison. But I still feel like it's got meaning, as I'm beating up guards with 30 health in about 15 strikes. But no, it's an awful lot of fun, and you know, the deep undertones of what Hoxton went through are really washed away by this bar of soap. Up next, I'm going to talk about 2 ambient mods that have been in effect the whole video, but I just need to talk a little bit in detail to show exactly what they are doing. So first of all, and you're seeing a showcase here, it is Better Blood. This was submitted again by Tatsuto and has a fair few downloads. It's definitely a preference-based mod, as these often are. Do you like the blood textures, or would you like darker, slightly grittier, more realistic looking ones? These are definitely higher res, and I definitely feel like they have more directional flow. That might just be me. If I hit an enemy at the right angle, the blood seems to be flying off properly, and the impact is just a little more satisfying for it. The decals are definitely a lot nicer looking, and I would recommend this personally. Then, the much harder mod to show off, the only way I'm actually going to be able to properly show it off, is through a picture posted on the mod itself. This is the Ragdoll Collisions mod, another Zidane special. Again, has a fair few downloads, over 1,500. And it's another one that I'm just going to recommend because it's better to have than to not. I cannot really see why Overkill took out Ragdoll Collisions unless it was glitching out heist, but I haven't had any problems with it as of yet. So the most noticeable way of seeing it is, of course, civilians landing on top of each other when you kill them, because they're the easiest ones to pile properly. But similarly, when guards run through doors, and instead of you blasting them straight back out the door, you will blast them into like another body, for example, and it'll just alter their course, and it just feels like a little more realistic. And I like the effects of gravity to function somewhat properly in Payday. No, not too much. I still run Hoxton, but it makes a little difference, and you'll notice it and more than likely appreciate it. So it's a simple mod, but definitely one I am happy I've picked up. Finally, you've been watching it throughout the whole Rats mission. This is the updated advanced flashlight mod. This was submitted by Penta quite a while back with 1,201 downloads. It's certainly going strong, but it doesn't make any sense to me why everyone playing Payday at least a reasonably high level hasn't picked this up. It gives you a reason to use a flashlight, which is great The only reason other than this is probably big oil. There are very few maps where the flashlight's necessary or even comes close in comparison to the viability of a laser. You're just better with a laser, it's going to help, whereas with a flashlight, it might occasionally illuminate some of the darker areas in Rats. Well, Rats felt pitch black, and this light really illuminated the house, and the effect seems very strong thanks to the additional light width and distance. The effect seems so much stronger that it occasionally felt like it would blind me and it would distract me, and that felt somewhat good and immersive as opposed to being a negative. So definitely a mod I would recommend. It will change your experience on some of the darker maps, and seeing as how they're adding more nighttime maps with the day-night cycles coming in phases, it's definitely one I recommend you try out before that time comes. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. I hope you've enjoyed another mods of the week. Do check out Last Bullet, do check out all these mods I've showcased, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more Mask of the Days and mods of the week.